morning, everybody. It's time for another 25 of 2025. Woo, hello, light vlog. We are starting Viridian Gate Online, which I have a physical copy of, but I also have a audio copy of. It's somewhere. Hunter. Where is Hunter? There it is. We have an event today. Here we go. Viridian Gate Online. I bought this years ago at a Mile High Con. This is a lit RPG where essentially the world is ending because a big asteroid's going to hit it. And so the only way to really survive is to upload your consciousness to this online MMORPG kind of thing. But only 1 in 6 survive that transition. So we have our main character of Jack, who uploads himself. We have just entered the situation. So far, it's actually pretty interesting. I wasn't sure how I would feel about it because I don't really read a lot of lit RPG. But it's on the 25 of 2025, so I did start listening to it this morning whilst doing the makeup because we have an event today. We are going to the Mischief Market, another book event for myself, which is down in the Springs, so we've got quite a bit of a drive that we're about to get started on. I have new microphone. Hopefully it sounds good because I accidentally broke the receiver on the other one. Big man, what you doing? Hi, can I help you? So, what? Do you need something? I'm sorry you can't come with me. There's no room in the car for you. Otherwise I would. Okay, well, we need to put on some boots and get it going and all that jazz. So let's begin our journey with Viridian Gate Online. Hello, we have made it to the Mischief Market. Hello, how you doing? Okay, sorry, in the middle you had people. I made my first sale, yeah! Ian gave me this beautiful brownie cookie concoction. I have my setup. Here's my proper setup with everybody. I never show it on my TikTok all the time, but I don't really show you guys. So, yeah, I have all my shorts. This is my sister's.
Hi, editing Q here. For some reason, I thought I filmed a full, talking about the beginning of Viridian Gate Online, but apparently I didn't. So, editing Q gets to tell you that it started off really interesting. We get our main character of Jack, who's kind of not happy with his life anyway, and had a friend who works for the company that made the game, came in and gave him a pod, basically, to upload himself. So we go through that. We wake up in the new world, and it starts with him in like a dungeon cell kind of thing that he has to break out of. But he meets a friend. Sorry, it's very late, and I'm tired. But he meets his friend, or he meets another person who might be an NPC named Cutter. And Cutter is what I'm about to start talking about in this because, I apparently thought I recorded that, and then I had to talk to people, and then I started again, and I was mid-conversation. But overall, the beginning of the story is pretty fast-paced. We learn about, how the world is about to end, and the dangers of even uploading yourself to Viridian Gate Online, because only 1 in 6 make it, apparently, according to them. And yeah, it's a lot of him selecting his character and how he wants to present himself. Stuff like that. I'm not totally into that side of things necessarily, just because I am very separate from the MMORPG community. I've never played one before. I don't particularly care for them all that much, but a lot of people do. Obviously, this is not my cup of tea. But yeah, so that's essentially what's going on, and I don't know why it didn't record at all. And there you go. Interlude hopefully over.
Hey, sorry, I keep getting interrupted. It's almost like I'm here to sell books. We've now sold 2 copies of Hispatag. But yeah, so I'm really hoping to see what's going on with Cutter's thing, because I really hope there's a good twist to it. I hope he's not just, an NPC. I really want to have a really good twist with this book, because right now it's kind of mid for me. It's just not a genre I read a lot of, but it's like it's doing what it should do for the genre in my opinion. So it is at least interesting, nothing offensive, but we'll see what happens with it. Oh nope, no light. All right, hi, we are done with the event. We did pretty well. I'm just in a little parking lot. I had to pull over. I was on my way home and then it said the door was still open, so I just pulled over to do that. So it's an abandoned parking lot right now that I'm turning around in. Yeah, so we're going to continue listening to Viridian Gate Online. I will probably finish it before I even get home because it looks like it'll be an hour and a half to get home, which means I won't get home till like 8. And I'm very tired, but we sold well. We sold very well for a 1-day, 5-hour event. Did pretty good. Not that you guys can see me at all, but I'm exhausted. I'm going to drive home. We're going to find out who Cutter really is. I hope we find out who Cutter really is, because if it doesn't reveal that, if it's not some big twist, I'm going to be disappointed in this book, honestly. Missed opportunity. So, all right. Bye.
Hi, Lucy. Hi. Oh, hi. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, let's go up. Let's go up. Hi.
Sorry, you're backlit a little bit. Not that anybody can see anything.
Hi. 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 Hi, baby. Hi, home.
Why you leave me all the time? All the
I have
time.
money so I can feed you. Eat your pie pie.
Watch out. You're going to get it.
Hi. Hi. What are you doing? Hi.
We could do it in this room,
What?
too.
What? Okay. I am home. I'm home. No, don't piss off your sister. I'm Hi. Were you a good boy for Grandma? Were you a good boy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you could have a treat then, huh?
Somebody passed some huge gas. I almost
What?
died.
You mean pie?
No, this was like a wave.
Who could have
An
done that?
air tsunami.
Who could have done that? I don't know who could have done that. Oh, okay. Don't sit on your sister.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we are finally home. I am so tired, and I need to take off all my makeup. But I have Big Boy with me. Oh, we're gonna cuddle tonight. We'll go cuddle. Come here, cuddles. Yeah, come here, cuddles. Okay. Anyway, so we finished the book. We did not get a reveal about Cutter, and I'm kind of depressed about it. And also, I have a complaint. And my complaint is about the big boss battle at the end. So Jack is tasked to go basically as a test, defeat the Moss Hag. And the Moss Hag is this giant fat woman, and the characterization of her as being like this gluttonous, gross thing. And then there is just this one moment where he just like hit her and her tits went this way. And it's like, no, that's a male writer thing. Like, there's no need when you're in this big battle. There was no need for that comment. There really wasn't. And it took me out of the book entirely, because up till then I was enjoying everything. And then it did that. And I was like, okay, so we have the Moss Hag and she's this big fat lady. And I always am more sensitive when fat people are portrayed as villains, and especially it is their fatness that makes them villainous, and like that's an issue I have with a lot of books. So that scene in particular was upsetting to me. But then the whole just like the comment about her tits, I'm just like, come on, like there's been no other vulgar language really the entire time, and then he did that, and I'm like, come on, you almost had me as a fan. So that took me out of it. We didn't get a reveal with Cutter. That was annoying. We didn't have a reunion with Abby either. That was kind of annoying. But I know like a lot of these stories, and this is a complaint I have in general about certain series, and I hate this comment that I get sometimes when I'm commenting on like the first book in the series, and that's keep reading it, he's building or whatever. People said that to me about the David Eddings series, and I'm like, no, that's not good. You have to be able to grip me in that first book. And I don't care if you're building or something, you need a full, complete arc. And did we have a full arc in this? Not entirely. I mean, yes, in the sense of like it was whether or not he would survive the transition. And, obviously we do because we have many, many more books anyway. But I didn't really feel like there was any character growth. Like I didn't really know who this character was. There was also the weird thing with him and Abby. They knew each other in college, right? And as a man, he's always like, oh, he's describing his relationship with her because Abby's the one who got him the machine to transfer his transfer his consciousness into the game. And he talks about her like, oh, she's like she's the one who got away. Like the timing never worked out for us in college. And he's making these remarks, right? And then he and Abby go on this quest together. She recruits him for this quest. And then she's like, I have to leave because she doesn't know if she's going to make the transition or not. You have a certain amount of days to fully integrate. And she's like, I want to be alone if that's the case. And then she has this moment of, I know we never had a chance in college, or things didn't work out for us in college. And it's like the same sentence. So it just felt like Abby wasn't necessarily totally fleshed out either as a character, because it's the same thing. It's like that's what he wanted to hear versus what reality might have been. Because a lot of the time, at least in reality, when there's like an unrequited thing, it's not usually double unrequited. So I have a hard time with that, at least believing that they both had that same feeling of it. Well, like, yeah, it can happen, but it just didn't necessarily fit for me in the story, because it was like a half-hearted attempt at romance when there's no real. This book could have done without any romance at all, and I probably would have liked it more, but having that in there, and then there's no reunion, there's no talk, there's nothing that actually happens for these characters in this first book. I'm like, well, that's annoying. I don't know if I'm going to read the rest of the series or not, since this last boss battle made me so kind of angry with that comment. I don't know what is left for it, but in terms of lit RPGs, and I do not really read this genre very often, I do think for other lit RPG readers probably will enjoy it a lot more. It has a lot of the good action, it had the fun stats that for me, I'm like, I don't need those, because I'm more about the narrative rather than the leveling up thing, which is a very big part of lit RPG, and I totally understand that. So in terms of what the lit RPG genre is, yes, this fits pretty well, and I think there's plenty of people who can enjoy it. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I have to apologize by really comforting somebody who is right here, slowly creeping onto my lap. But yeah, so I don't regret reading this book. It's an indie book. I think has a lot of potential. If you do want to continue on with it, it might be one of those series that does have a big build to it. But I have too many books to read to not have me hooked on that first one. So I don't know. Maybe I'll continue on if the occasion arises, but it's not like a priority read for me. So, all right, we've crept on a little further here. We have a paw. I need to cuddle a dog. Thank you guys for hanging out with me at the Mischief Market, which was very fun, and I think a good, successful event. We did about, if you guys want to know, we made about $300 on sales for a 5-hour event. Not bad at all. That's going straight to bills though, so great times, huh, baby? It's going to pay for your food and other things, mostly bills. All right, I'm gonna go now. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Oh my god. Oh no! I dropped it.